What's good? What's good? Y'all already know what time it is, man. Before we get started, hit that like button and that subscribe button. It's one on OG Hollywood in the house, man. As I bring you the Ferguson Chronicles, where we keep it 110 all the way across the board. Nothing is ever scripted. Today I have in studio an individual that's here to tell his story and his time working in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. Let me repeat. An ex-TDC officer is here to tell his story of his time working in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. He's here to shed some light on what's real and what's fake. So without further ado, let's tap in with it, please. What's good, Red?
Hey, what's going on in Hollywood?
Oh, man, like I was telling the people, man, we just trying to shed some light on, man, what's good and what ain't good, right? But before we get started, man, I mean, you can do this better than me. Go ahead and tell the people, you know, who you are, what was your position in prison, and things of that nature, man.
Yeah, right now I'm going by Reggie in effect. I did work for the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. I did 30 years. Started at the age of 19 and retired when I was 49. During that time, I hit 9 different units and went all the way up to the rank of captain. And I just retired this past October of 2022.
So let me ask you this here, Red, this, so the people can understand, man, that you are a retired TDC officer, man, and you progressed all the way up to a captain, right?
Yeah, hold on. Let me show you something right quick, Hollywood.
I ain't got no problem with that, sure.
Yes, so nobody won't think we fake it. Can you see that? This is all the units I've been on. Oops. See that?
Yeah.
Been on Bill, Clement, Styles, Wynn, Cowherd, Holiday, Harvey, Murray, Ramsey, Darrington. And you see what that say, huh? Retired.
And that's facts.
Yeah, here go a couple pictures of me. Out there with my horse. That's when I was over the field squad. Me on my horse. Can you see it?
Hold on. Let me remove this so we'll be able to see it.
Yeah.
There we go. What we got?
Yeah, that's me when I was in the field. Me on my horse. Certificates up there, you know. My old cowboy hat, you know I gotta keep that.
Ain't no doubt that sun hot on your ass.
What you know about them? Clink, clink.
Oh, yeah.
All right, man. All right, we back to it.
So, man, let me ask you this, man. So, just give us a high overview, man, on your beginning in TDC, man, and some of the things that you had to go through in order to get what you need on an everyday basis, man.
Yeah. Well, you know, like I say, I started at 19, man, fresh out of high school, huh? I had a little knowledge because, you know, my parents, they, when I was growing up, they was already working in the system, you know. So, I mean, I ain't have no problem adjusting or nothing like that. So, when I come in, it's pretty tough. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Back in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it really wasn't no place for somebody who looked like me and you at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Meaning, because I know me and you as an officer in there, and me being in there, I understand where you're coming from. Like I say, yeah. I want to paint a clear vision for the viewers of what you meant by it wasn't a good look for people like us at that time.
Yeah, I mean we didn't hold too many supervisor positions back then. You know what I'm
saying? As people of color.
Exactly.
So what was that like for you, and from a mental standpoint, how did that make you feel?
Felt a little bit ousted at first, you know, but you know, got to hang in there and roll with the punches, you know. But good Lord bless me, you know what I'm saying. And throughout them years, I seen a little change come about, you know, and I was blessed to get a little bit of that pie myself, you know.
So coming in before we get started, what was the first unit?
Bill Clemens, Amarillo, Texas. 1992.
1992 in the Panhandle, right?
Yeah.
So if you can remember, man, as a new boot, right, coming in 92, what was one of the worst things that you ever saw as a new boot coming in 92?
The goddamn shitter breast, man. Woo.
And meaning?
That breast that y'all you scrub them toilet with, I seen, well, that worse than that. Woo, I seen dude take that up to the head, take one to the head. I was like, whoo, man. That's the worst thing I ever seen.
A man get light flighted, but got hit in the head with a shitter brush, right?
Yep. And I seen that Jack Mac can too. Jack Mac can better than that 45, man.
So as a new boo, seeing all that, man, and have to go home to process that, right?
Yeah.
What was your thought process after leaving out of the gate, after seeing all that violence? Did you ever think you was gonna come back?
Man. Yeah, I knew I was gonna come back because you know, a lot of people that work in there, they hate the minute. You know how y'all always tell us we just like y'all, we ain't been caught yet.
Facts.
Yeah, I was a youngster, you know what I'm saying? So tell the truth, I mean, it was a bad sight to see, but being young, man, you know what I'm saying? Young and just like seeing the gangsters go at it, you know what I'm saying?
Ain't no doubt.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was a bad sight, but at the same time, it was intriguing. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting to get back, see what's gonna happen next. Who gonna retaliate? I ain't gonna lie.
And that's facts, man. So
yeah,
when you begin to see all that, was it like you was in some sort of not watching no movie, but in real life time? Oh, I'm here now. This shit is for real.
Yeah. When I first went in, a lot of folks that ain't never been in there. We watch these movies and shit. Then when you get there, you be like, man, this shit ain't nothing like the movies. The movies, they gonna show you motherfucker getting stabbed every 5 minutes or something. You know what I'm saying? But you got your good days and you got your bad days. But once it happened, I'm like, oh yeah, this shit real now. Yeah.
So let me ask this, man. So, like you just said, man, once you first seen it, you was waiting for the retaliation piece of it, right?
Well, it fucked me up at first, but then, like say, me being young, after I went home and got it out of my system, I'm like, shit, I'm ready to get back, see what's gonna happen.
So,
yeah.
Did you happen to, when you was in there, did you happen to witness any of those Mexican and black wars?
What? Man, I'm
Go
trying
ahead,
to tell you, man.
Give us some spiel on that, man. What did you see from your standpoint?
I know one thing: mess and go stick together. I ain't finna do no talking, and all them youngsters like you see running around act like they Billy Badass. The mess and come out with them steels. They be trying to break the brick wall down, get up out of there. Yeah. But yeah,
go ahead.
But yeah, the first one I seen, the Mexican did them in pretty good, man. The Mexican go catch it when you least expect it, though. You know how we is, man, running around, talking loud and shit, and hippity hop, ain't paying attention. Mexican, yeah, they gonna catch us. They gonna catch you when you least expect it.
So, let me ask this, Red. So, on your pursuit to getting ranked, right?
Right.
Was it any different when you got the rank? What changed?
Was it any different?
I'm saying from your perspective of your viewing officers as a whole and yourself. Did any of that change when you got your rank, or did it just mean more responsibility?
Well, it was more responsibility come with it, but at the same time, by me being a supervisor, I can't do some of the shit I used to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna lie, man. You know as well as I do. I mean, just like police in the street when it comes dealing with us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How I go, man. You get what you ask for. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't no doubt.
You leave me alone, I leave you alone. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this, man, and I got to ask you this, right?
Yeah.
Because you got some good laws, you got some bad laws. The inmates look at them, all laws different, right? And the saying was this: when they see certain people coming, right, as far as from a inmate's perspective, man. And once again, welcome to the show, man. When you was coming in and you was in the view of the inmate, did they say, "Oh, cutting that whole ass sergeant," or they say, "Oh, that's my boy, he cool as hell"?
Nah, a bunch of hoes and bitches. A bunch of bitches and hoes. But at the end of the day, I got a family to feed. You know what I'm saying?
So when they use that terminology towards you,
right?
How did you react?
It didn't bother me. Long as I knew I was giving you what you required to have, no more, no less, and I was doing my job and I made it home safely, and I brought that check home to my family, it didn't bother me. It didn't bother me. I used to tell them, hey, call me that once I'm leaving out the gate at 2:00. You know what I'm saying?
And that was your get back.
Yeah, it didn't bother me. A lot of times I just laughed, kept going. You know what I'm saying? A lot. How them dudes. A lot of them get a rise out of you responding to them, but just ignore them half time because it didn't bother me. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask this, Red. So you got black officers, white officers, right?
Right.
You got major use of force.
Right.
And probably happened a million times. You've probably seen it a million times, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Where a white officer getting an altercation with a black inmate. What was your response when the white officer would overreact and take advantage of the black inmate? Because me and you know that shit happens. What would be your response?
I ain't lying for nobody. I ain't lying for nobody. They come ask me, want me to write, I'm gonna write exactly what I seen. You ain't gonna pay my bills if I get caught lying for you.
So, in other words, what I'm asking,
and at the same time, I mean, I'm not dumb. I know why you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because of skin tone. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's bothersome. You know what I'm saying? It was bothersome, but
I'm saying, would you intervene or would you just let the beat down?
Yeah. I done intervened a bunch of times, especially before and it got out of hand. Yeah. I've done that a bunch of times.
And how would your co-workers view you then?
Yeah, I'd have had some get mad at me, but hey, it is what it is. I just some of them got upset, but I just smoothed it over to them. Just tell them, hey man, I'm trying to keep the job for you. You know what I'm saying? I didn't for getting no confrontation with them, and make it like a race thing. And then I didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if they'd have kept on, I could have went there with them. You know what I'm saying? But I just just tell them, hey man, I'm trying to look out for you. You need to quit before you get yourself in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So I got to ask this question here, man. And it's a legit question because you've been a ranking officer. You've seen it 1,000 times, and it probably has crossed your desk that this officer was bringing something in for certain inmates, right?
Yeah.
Did anybody ever approach you before you made supervisor?
No. Yeah, I mean, when I first come in, I mean, they don't come out on out just as far as approaching, but I motherfucker throw a little comment out there just see if you go bite on it. You know what I'm saying? And I shut that shit down quick. You know what I'm saying? I shut it down quick. So tell them write the ass up, listen also, what have you. You know what I'm saying? But luckily, man, I mean, like I said, I started out young, and throughout them whole 30 years, man, I can raise my hand to the man, man. I never did cross that line.
Now, next question is this. Now, when you got wind of an officer was bringing something to an inmate, right?
Yeah.
How did you handle that as a sergeant?
Shit. Sit back and watch, and wait till you catch them slipping. I mean, because a lot of them don't realize, man. I mean, putting your coworkers' life in danger. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's say if somebody brings some K2 in. I mean, dude get high on K2. Next thing you know, we got to fight him. He might be full of meth or something. It might take eight people to hold that son bitch down. During that time, you can get hurt anything. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask. So when that came across your desk, right?
Yeah.
If you can remember, man, did you have? And I know you did, but I gotta ask this question because it's a legit question, right?
Yeah.
Female, right?
Okay.
What happens when they get involved with an inmate, which is inappropriate relationship, right?
Yeah, yeah.
How would you handle that?
Same thing. Get caught, you gotta go. I mean, not to brag on myself, man, but when I was captain, man, I was cold, man. I had a nickname. The population used to call me Richard Sherman.
Yeah, interception for real.
What? Shut that shit down quick. They already know, man. Like they say, once the feds come get you.
Yeah.
See, I wasn't one of those. You got one of those when rank gets some info and they want to jump on it real quick. No, I'm gonna give my info, hold on to it. I'm gonna smile in your face, shake your hand, laugh, and joke with you, make you feel comfortable. But when I got you, I got you. I ain't finna call you in and ask you nothing like, hey, word is you doing this and that and that and that. No, I ain't finna let you know nothing. Because when I got you, I got you.
So when you finally get them like the feds do, right?
Yeah.
And you call them to the office, what was your procedure as far as from a verbal standpoint?
Oh, as far as dealing with them?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask them about it. Some of them break down and they admit it, but if they don't, then that's when I open up my desk drawer and throw them papers on the desk. Copies of this letter, that letter. You know what I'm saying? I done had females I've listened to, they get out of work and dude call them on that blue phone, man.
On the blue phone or the cell phone?
I done have call on, the blue phone, that's recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had dudes calling chicks on the blue phone. They got these call and text apps you can call on, make up a number. And then, I used to bust them on that too. It takes a while because even though it's them, they ain't gonna let you go on just the voice alone. You know what I'm saying? You got to document everything. You got to be strategic, man. Put them in here, put them in the outside picket. Later on, dude be on the phone. Be like, hey, you go to work today? My sister say she didn't see you. You got to be real. You got to document that shit real good. You know what I'm saying? As he said this, meaning this. He said that, meaning that. She said this, meaning that. You know what I'm saying? Then I had one, but the nail was in the coffin. I had been listening to her about 2 months. Then finally, he called on the off day. She had a new car lot. So she trying to buy a new car. What she show up in the first day coming back to work?
The new car.
Yeah, gotcha. Holla at you. We're gonna ring the bell on the way while you're on the way out the gate. Let all your coworkers know so they can look at you out the window while you're walking out.
So, so let me ask this, Richard Sherman. Was it more blacks or more whites that was involved in the game?
Well, that go. It depends on what area you're in. You know how that go. Like, you get around Rochelle and Darrington and stuff, that's like what they call Chocolate City. So, but you go up north, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have mostly Caucasian Hispanics, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, like I say, it just depends on what area you're in.
So okay, now let's move on to the lieutenant, right?
Yeah. Whew, that was a hard position there, boy.
Let's talk about that lieutenant position. What is the requirements you got to be a lieutenant, and what are some of the everyday functions as a lieutenant?
Well, lieutenant, you got to be a sergeant first. I think you got to be a sergeant for at least 2 years. You know what I'm saying? But for the lieutenant go, you the man. You're in charge of the unit when you're there. I mean, you got to run all the activities. Of course, like during the day, you're going to have your captains there, your major, your warden, but, they sitting in their office. But as a lieutenant, you got to run that whole unit. You the shift supervisor. Anything go wrong, even though it ain't your fault, it is your fault. You understand what I'm saying?
As far as inmates, right? As far as inmates, then we'll get to the officers. Your worst memory as a lieutenant, as far as inmates, meaning stabbings, escapes, rapes, things of that nature. What was the worst incident you had as a lieutenant?
Seen dude throw a dude off 2-row, man. Blood coming out his nose, mouth, ears, and everything. Bad thing about it, dude was about to get out, and they ended up catching a manslaughter case.
So, did you ever witness any stabbings as a lieutenant?
Oh, yeah. Stabbing, hangings. Yeah. All that. Motherfucker just dying from a heart attack, anything. Yeah.
So, how was it for you to break the news to a family on the outside that their son has just passed away in prison? What was that procedure?
Oh, that's handled through that office up front, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. On the other end, as a lieutenant, you might get a call from the family member in the outside world, and then you got to tell this dude that's locked up, his mama passed, sister passed, anything.
So how would y'all handle them after you tell them that his mother passed or his father passed? Would y'all lock him up and keep him in population?
The way I used to do it, man, somebody called me, somebody passed, I try to get a callback number. I let them tell them, you know what I'm saying? I try to let the family tell them over the phone, like if mama called, said sister died or something like that, I call them to the office and be like, hey, man, I'm going to call your mama. But a lot of times you do that, they already know what it is. You just try to call them out and you just call a family member, you know what I'm saying? But only ones we used to do something different with is like ones from trustee camp, you know what I'm saying, that stay outside of the main compound.
Yeah.
We'll bring them in about like 72 hours, just make sure they mind right, because anything going through their mind, they outside the compound, that's an easy way to go,
Did you ever have anybody try to escape on your watch?
As far as
inmate.
Like when I was running my shift, or
when you was doing your entirety of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've been on units that had to escape and responded to assist units that had to escape. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hell, I was up in what was that, Centerville last year around May when that dude jumped off the bus.
Texas. What was it? What's his name?
Lopez.
Yeah. So was you a part of that squad as far as trying to bring him in, or were you just a part of the investigation squad?
Nah, we was out there on foot, man, day in, day out.
And what was the thought process? This man is extremely armed and dangerous.
Yeah, especially when you're out there in the middle of the night, huh? Sitting in the woods. Luckily, I didn't do overnight. You know, I went early in the morning before daybreak. You know, but I wasn't one of those out there at night. Yeah, you know that can be pretty spooky. Just sitting out there in the middle of the woods, just with flashlight.
So, let me ask you this, man. So, not to get off topic, but from your personal opinion, man, and no, you got a lot of people just, you know, they just commented on this or gave their opinion on it, or should I say they spilled on it, right?
Yeah.
How do you think that whole episode happened? Because I've been on 1 million chain busts in my 25 years.
Yeah.
So how do you think that happened, in your personal opinion? He was able to Houdini his way off of that bus.
You know, I don't know. I never did see the final report, man, but I'm thinking he had a key with him. Just my opinion. I think he had a key with him. Now, how he get through that door, I don't know. You know, I done heard rumors, this and that, I got that mesh wire supposedly rusty and this and that. And supposedly why he trying to cut his way through. You know, he was up front with close custody. The way he doing that, the rest of them started rapping loud and shit, trying to camouflage the noise. You know what I'm saying? Him trying to break through that door.
And that's facts. The key, let's get back on the key. Inmates just don't possess a key.
No, you have bosses drop them, scared to report they lost them. Hell, I seen dude make one out of Coke can. That little asthma inhaler bottle. That little, you know what I'm talking about? Going there inhaler.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Seen the motherfucker make them out of them before. Coke can, that. No handcuff. You pop them motherfuckers over with a paper clip. If they ain't double lock.
So as a captain, right?
Yeah.
The responsibility of the captain is the same as a warden, right? In certain situations.
Yeah, they pass a lot of work down to you, Then you got to take it back to them, but they sign their name on it, make it look like they did.
So let me ask this about the inmates, man.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a lot of activity go on in prison.
Yeah.
And the majority of the activity, especially when you're dealing with inmates that's been locked up a long time, right?
Yeah.
They find a way to do shit, to get people to bring shit in and things of that nature, right? I always used to say this. There's 3 types of people in prison, right? You got the snitch.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You got the motherfucker that's bringing it in, and you got the motherfucker that's got to get away, which is the inmate, right?
Yeah.
Your time as a captain, and all captains have this, right? How many motherfuckers that you have on the road where you can reach out to when you couldn't get a certain individual on the unit? How many people that used to work for you as a captain that would bring you credible information?
Talking about inmate wise?
Yeah, I'm talking about inmate.
Oh, shit, man. Can't count them. Some of them I didn't even know, they end up with a case. They come, hey, Cap, man, I got a case, man. I'm trying to see if you help me out. I'm trying I come up for parole next Monday. This case go, hey, okay, well, okay, man, I got this case right here. Give me something over here. I forget about this case. What you got? A lot of them be like, oh, man, I don't do nothing. I said, okay, I'll let you. Next thing you know, right back at my door. And, he might tell me something. But I tell him, oh, man, I already knew that shit, man. Come back with something new, even though I probably ain't even heard about it yet. Cause like I know 9 times out of 10, first thing you tell you gonna be some bullshit.
So would they come back and holler at you or what?
Yeah, some of them did, some of them didn't. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask this, man. So you know what they say, and they got him in every prison, right? Where they say, "Oh, that's a regular. He ain't gonna tell shit." Right?
Well, you'd be surprised, man.
No, I wouldn't be surprised. The people that's viewing this might be surprised, but me and you wouldn't be surprised, right?
Yeah.
So, this is for the viewers, not for me and you. So when they say, "Oh, that's a regular," he ain't gonna tell shit, right? In your eyes as a captain, and from your experience, would a regular tell it just as well as a known snitch tell it?
You goddamn right. Yeah. A lot of them just do it for brownie points. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, dude might come down there, don't even like the block he live on. Hey, Cap, I'm giving you something, but I need you to do something for me. I mean, what you want, man? I'm trying to move, man. So, I mean, motherfucker, give you information. Just come up, drag you information for anything. You know what I'm saying? Be a move, job change, anything. He ain't necessarily got to be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Hell, might get you information just hating on the next inmate. Don't like the way he moved.
So let me ask this, man, because and I'm asking, man, because like I said, I did 25 and you worked there a long time, right?
Yeah.
And we pretty both must know what's going on inside, outside, even when we first see it, right?
Right.
And your 30 years, could you spot a motherfucking inmate that had the ability to win one of them female officers?
Yeah.
What would his characteristics be as far as winning one of them officers? How would that person carry himself?
First of all, he gonna have them tight whites on. Motherfucking in the barbershop 2 times a week. Lot of them, they quiet. They don't hang with no big crowds. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's one of those things. How all them other fools running up to the boss lady, trying to get her attention. He just sitting back quiet. I guess trying to make her think, damn, why this motherfucker don't never say nothing to me? You know what I'm saying? So she go approach him on her own, and you know what I'm saying? That's where it began.
So, as a cap, man, when you find out one of those situations, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever give a motherfucker the benefit of the doubt? Or what I mean by that, say, you know what, man? I already know what's going on. If you don't raise up, this what's gonna happen, or you just run down on them.
A lot of time. Now, if I knew I had something, no, I ain't just to warn it. It is what it is. But a lot of times I keep saying something, and I just really don't have what I need. I tell them, man, I throw a little comment out there. Tell them, hey, I see what you're doing, or you need to stay. I mean, he don't heed the warning. I get him. He got. You know what I'm saying?
So you got you as a captain in the captain position, and you got dudes that work for the captain, right?
Yeah.
So at any time and point, did any one of them guys work for you, provide information?
Oh yeah. That's the only way you gonna work for me.
So you ain't letting nobody that work for you that ain't gonna tell you nothing.
I go out and pick my own workers. All them folk knocking on my door trying to ask me, can they work for me? No. Your ass up to something, man. You ain't for to use me trying to cover up your dirty work. Hell no. don't need you up in here. I go out, I sit back and watch. I pick my own workers, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker that really ain't doing nothing, quiet. Name don't never come across my desk, nothing like that. But yeah, most times, yeah, they gonna tell you something. I mean, hell, that's anybody, man. Cap them on up, major anything, man. Anybody cleaning their office, yeah, they gonna tell them something.
Well, I have to beg the difference on that, man.
Well, okay. This day and time, they will. Now, back then,
okay.
yeah, back then when I started, you had some real convicts back then. Ain't no more convicts, man. I was ready to get up out of there.
So like I said, once again, man, the people that's watching this don't know the difference between an inmate and a convict, man. So if you don't mind, break that down on the scale where they can understand you and what you saying.
Oh man, well, you throwing them hard ones on me. Now this teasing. Convict, he's quiet, he go mind his own business, tight lip, you know what I'm saying? Even though he worked for you, captain, major, you know what I'm saying? Whatever happened in that office, go stay in that office, you know what I'm saying? The inmates, shit, they been a major might give him a coke. So when he get off work, go down to the block. Shit, man, I'm chilling majors out, man. That gave me a cold ass coke, you know what I'm saying? Honey bun, you know what I'm saying?
See, that's what I was looking for, because like I said, when I said I beg the difference, because I don't know what he kept before, and I ain't never told him a motherfucking thing, and he knew not to ask me.
Like inmate or convict, like you a convict, you might work for the major. Major might have some bleach in there. You gonna be like, hey, major, you know what I'm saying? You mind if I get a little bit of bleach? He go, yeah, go on, take it. You gonna keep your mouth closed. But the inmate, he gonna try to steal it from the man that's taking care of him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hell, man, all you had to do was ask.
So man, like I said, man.
And then if he do ask, it ain't like he gonna use it. He gonna take it right back down there and try to sell it.
Yeah.
Then next thing you know, somebody gonna come tell him, Major, your ass is out down there selling that bleach. You know what I'm saying? Because he down there trying to show everybody.
So that's why I say I'm glad I'm getting your perspective, man, because most people don't understand, man, that when we say, well, you know what, shit, he just work up, but he's just like us.
Yeah.
And people think that when we say that you're gonna go out and commit crimes. No, that ain't what we're talking about.
Right.
I'm saying from a visual standpoint, his mind think like ours. He just had enough sense to go get a motherfucking job, so he don't land in this motherfucker, right?
Right. So I done had a lot of cats that's locked up. Told me throughout the year, man, I had a chance to go work here, man. I admire you. If I know, then what I know now, man, I could have been retiring my own self. You know what I'm saying?
So in other words, man, when you reach your pinnacle of cap, man, you had already established yourself and people knew you. So the respect factor came with that, right?
Right.
In other words, ain't nobody gave you nothing, you earned every bit of that, right?
Exactly.
So let me ask you this, man. In that ranking era, we rise and we fall, right?
Yeah.
So, I've seen people go all the way to war. The next thing you know, they captain. Next thing you know, they lieutenant. The next thing you know, shit, they out of there.
Yeah, but they don't want to take responsibility for what they did halftime. They gonna blame it on the system.
And that's facts, right?
Yeah.
So, let's talk about the rise and the fall.
Yeah. I've been victim to that.
And what was that like for you?
I was I was lieutenant 7 years. Then I made captain. I stayed captain 4 years, and then I ended up putting out a memo as far as I was trying to prepare ourselves for an audit, for the unit audit, and I put out a memo So the officers start addressing violations from when the audit time comes, basically like an inspection. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it'll show that, you know, because I knew it wasn't gonna be fixed come audit time. You know, because it was an old facility. You know, the
And
new
what
facility.
and
The
what
new,
facility
new
was that? What facility was that?
Ramsey.
Okay.
Ramsey. You know, them cells there small and mug, you know, versus one like Styles and stuff. You know, you got a lot of room to move around. You can get your cell in compliance. You know what I'm saying? So, but I put out a memo. Some start writing disciplinaries for violations, and you know, you got these folks that twisted and turned it and try to say I had a case quota on the unit. You know what I'm saying? They was comparing me to like they do these police in these little small towns. You know how they say they have a ticket quota and
Yeah.
they can get in trouble for that shit? Yeah. Man, it had Senator Whitmire, everybody involved in it. But they ended up demoting me. I still held on a little rank. They demoted me to back to a sergeant. But only good thing about it is, you know, the state, they base our retirement on our highest 3-year salary, right?
Yeah.
So by me being captain for 4 years, I mean, they could have demoted me all the way to just a CO, you know what I'm saying? But when I retired, due to me holding that position for 4 years, when I retired, I still got my captain retirement pay. So,
Yeah.
you know, I really wasn't even tripping on that. I mean, you know, they demoted me, gave me like 8 months probation. And I mean, once my 8 months was up, you know, I know a lot of people. I had people calling me, hey, man, you know, I got a captain over, I got a lieutenant open here, a major open here. Man, I'm in the field. I'm chilling, man. And I got my captain retirement locked in. I could ride this out till I retire. You know what I'm saying?
So
Yeah.
as a field sergeant, right? Speaking of
Yeah.
that, you was there when the field was the real fields, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
When people was going out two halves.
Yeah. But but when I was in there this last 4 years, you know, it's the new wave field. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was there when the 2.5 deal. Yeah.
And if you don't mind, explain to the viewers what was the difference between the fields when you was in the real fields and the fields now.
But the real field, like you say, you gonna go out 2.5. You gonna get up 5:30 in the morning. You gonna go out that back gate, load up. You gonna go out there to do whatever work they want you to do, whether it's chopping grass with an Aggie, picking watermelons, cucumbers, tomatoes, whatever. Then you gonna come in, get your little 30-minute lunch break to eat chow. Next thing you know, them bosses right back at the gate. Field call. Just go out there and get it again in the afternoon.
Rain, sleet, or snow.
Rain, sleet, or snow. And like now, you know, when I was in there, we just took them out in the morning, man, and come by 11:30 or 12. You know, I used to hold them out there. We'll eat last. You know what I'm saying? And bring them in by 12. You know, like say rain, sleet, or snow. As long as it ain't lightning, you know what I'm saying? It'll be pouring down rain, but if I don't see no lightning, we gonna stay out there.
So
Yep.
I got to ask you this, man, because some people think prison in the 2000s is the same as it was when you first started.
Shit, not even close.
And in your personal opinion, what's the difference?
They get away with too much. You know, they families can get involved now. You know, it's like now, you know, mama called, talk to the warden better get on the phone. You know what I'm saying? You know, back there, mama tried to talk to the who? Man, trying to reach warden like trying to reach president. But you know, a lot of these fools, man, that's what used to piss me off, especially when I was a captain. A lot of these fools down there, man, acting out, doing this and that, but when they call their mama and the mama believe everything them motherfuckers say. Oh, my baby wouldn't do this. My baby wouldn't do that. He said this and that. Y'all, like, come on, man. Yeah.
So
said some of them do. I mean, some of them, they deserve to have their people called, but man, 90% of them dudes up there, man, acting out.
so in other words, you're saying a man can be convicted of cold murder and come to penitentiary without the pistol, and first thing he do is call his mama.
What? Everybody up in there calling their mama now, man. Everybody. I mean, they motherfucker get a case, know they wrong. Shit, they gonna run their room, call their mama, swear down somebody lying on them, man. Come on, man. So you locked up, you did this and that, but you putting all this stress on your family out here in the free world, trying to take care of business and pay bills and stuff. You down here fucking up, but you're lying and them causing stress on them. I used to get on their ass all the time. Man, it don't make sense, man. Why are you stressing your mama and you down here fucking up, but you want to call her lying, got her collar up here every day, trying to defend you and you're in the wrong the whole time. A lot of them fools down there do that, man.
So let's talk about the drugs. As far as what's, the drug of choice in prison now, and you being a ranking officer.
Hey, it's that meth, man. They doing that meth hard, bro.
And what is the reaction of an inmate on meth? How does he react versus in the free world?
Motherfucker down there, motherfucker turn to Incredible Hulk on your ass down there. I ain't gonna even lie, man. Yep, don't feel nothing. Don't feel a thing. You can have his finger all the way back on his wrist. He ain't gonna feel it. Yeah.
So
that K2 though, man, that K2 have him locked up though. It be like that. Go by there, yeah, man. Your ass hiding mug. Come on up out of here, man.
And so let me
the fucked up thing about it, I ain't mean to cut you off now. They got so many different versions of that stuff. And somehow when they get a batch in, man, you might send 3 or 4 of them out on ambulance. Then they'll die. By the time they get back to the unit, guess what they doing? Looking for some more. Oh, come on, man. Man, your ass just now almost died, man. You already looking for some more? Crazy. I don't understand it, man.
So let me ask this, man. As we get ready to exit this motherfucker, once again, I appreciate you for coming on. Once again, real life story, real life people. And you can't get that nowhere else but here at the Ferguson Chronicle, man, where everybody's welcome to tell their story, whether they've been in prison or worked in prison, man. I got the privilege to have an ex-captain recently retired from the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, giving his spiel on the old school prison and the new school prison, right? So let me ask this, man. So sum it up as a whole, right? And you watch YouTube prison stories or prison shows, you can't help but watch it.
Yeah.
Because you worked there for 30 years and you can relate, right?
Right.
And you watch the Ferguson Chronicle. That's how you wound it up here, right? And
yeah.
So let me ask this, man. In your personal opinion, you've watched people on this platform, right?
Exactly.
Do you feel like the people that grade the screen on the Ferguson Chronicle is glamorizing prison, or do you feel like it's necessary for people in society to hear this?
I think it's necessary for them to hear it. The Ferguson, I ain't seen too many videos of that, but I've seen other videos. I watch like, what's his name? Dewberry, OG Percy, this and that and that. And, so a lot of people glamorize that stuff, but people really need to hear it, man. Tell the truth, that ain't no place you want to be, man. I used to be I look around, I'm like, man, I don't see how motherfucker up in here, man. Up in here, I mean, like I watch the news and these youngsters today, man, they just don't know where they heading. I mean, that ain't no place for no young man to go. And I mean, they just out here acting like they don't care, man.
I'm gonna let you close the show on whatever note you want to close it on.
Yeah. Man, you know, I just want to tell them youngsters, man, they need to tighten up because that ain't no place you want to be down there, man. Trust me. Regardless of what these dudes come home saying they was doing this and that, or they was having it their way, this and that. I believe none of that, man. None of that. I mean, it's getting so bad, I was ready to go. And I worked there. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I was locked up, you know what I'm saying? It's just ain't where to be, man. No, they don't straighten up. I'm trust and believe in them folks got a bed for them down there. Yeah.
I appreciate you for stopping by, Reg, man. And your spiel is well needed, man, because people got to hear this, man. Versus the people that's been in prison telling their stories all day. You know, just like you said, you got a story. You got a story too.
Yeah, but you reach out to me anytime, man. You got my number, man. You know, I know it was a short notice today, you know, and I was a little busy when you contact me, but you know, we made it happen and stuff, you know. But don't hesitate, man. Anything I can help you out with, man. You know, send a word to the youngsters or whatever. Any questions anybody might have, you know what I'm saying? You know, some stuff I might not be able to go to detail on. You know, you got statute of limitation on some.
Oh, that's facts. Yeah, I know that. But hey, but I will say this, right?
Yeah.
I will send you a link for Friday. I want you to join this day room discussion, right?
What time y'all doing it?
7 o'clock.
In the evening?
Yeah, 7 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
And ain't no telling who might stop by the day room, because I'm even though I'm not in prison, I was in prison for 25 years. So the people that used to be governing me with the keys were still close to me, and they still are, right?
Gotcha.
So they'll be in the day room Friday, man. So if you want to tap in, I'll send you that link, huh?
Yeah, most definitely.
So, like I said, man, salute, man. I appreciate you for coming by, man. This was good spiel, man, and hopefully we can get together, do it again, bro.
Yeah, anytime.
All right, salute, Red.
All right, man. Be careful out there.
Yeah. Once again, real life story, real life people where you can't get that nowhere else but at the Ferguson Chronicle, man. An ex-TDC captain tapped in to give his spiel, man. Like I say, ain't no telling who might stop by the Ferguson Chronicle. Until next time, salute.